What up? You can see I'm using my new studio setup again. I'm growing quite fond of this. Guys, this is the Week 22 podcast. We are officially in the middle of August. And for the last 22 weeks, I told you all that this moment would come, and it's here. You have sprinted, you have marathoned, you have ran the distance, and now we are in the middle of the last month of regular season. And guys, everybody always thinks I'm crazy, but this is true, this is reality, this is factual. Ask anyone who's done this job before. I know for a lot of you, it feels like a grind right now. It feels like you're fighting for your life, and some of you don't feel this way. Some of you are just honky-dory and chipping away at your goals and making it happen every day. And I'm proud of everyone. Those who are battling burnout, those who are doing their best. I'm proud of all of you. Those who are battling burnout, be conscientious of the fact that is 100% all completely in your mind. Mitch Fry, who a lot of you guys know, shared a really candid and honest take on that today on Instagram. You guys should all look up that. And then Tosh, who we featured on the Launchpad this week, also talked about that. Burnout is 100% in your mind. That doesn't mean it's not real. It just means you need to recognize the fact that the doors are better than they've ever been right now. Your closing ratio is better than it's ever been right now. And right now is, statistically speaking, the best time to sell pest control. So how do you get rid of burnout in your mind? How do you get rid of these feelings, these emotions, these mental frustrations? First, you got to focus on systems and habits. You got to say every single day, I'm going to knock my first door at 11 a.m. Or even if it's 11:30 a.m. Heck, I'm going to knock my first door before 12, whatever it is. And obviously, the more you can do, the better. But hold yourself accountable, hold yourself to a standard, and do not deviate from that. Every night, I'm going to knock until 8:45 p.m. or whatever it is. Hold yourself accountable. So you got to focus on the inputs, you got to focus on the habits, you got to focus on the systems. And then thing number 2, have a reason to stay alive. And I've talked about this in previous podcasts, and I'll talk about it in future ones. But teams and sales reps who have a reason to stay alive, a reason to push, a reason to be checked in, always, always, always do better. And the stereotypical, classic, easiest case study of this is the Aptiv Cup. The teams that are in the Aptiv Cup are selling 2 to 3 times as much right now as they did when the Aptiv Cup wasn't going on. Teams that got into the Aptiv Cup and then lost almost immediately start selling less because they're not checked in, they're not locked. The Ant was the same way. The Rookie Rampage had a very similar effect. And I'm really hoping that all of you can recognize how important it is to have a reason to live and fight for that motivation and fight for that every single day. And guys, it doesn't need to be some big sales tournament. It can be chasing down the emerging team leader bonus. It can be chasing down one of the mini mega incentives. It can be fighting to get your rent bonus or earn the team leader trip or earn that next commission increase on the pay scale or just hit a number that's meaningful, a benchmark that means something to you. But focus in on a reason to live and fight for that every day and chip away at it every day. Another thought, another thing that I have on my to-do list to talk about today, Car Wars. Okay, we've got Car Wars coming up, and it's going to be absolutely epic. The first matchup is technically going on right now. Almost all of you had buys this week, or this first matchup. But Thursday morning, it's going to be a dogfight. And it's single elimination because we got to get through it before the end of August. But it is going to be a fight. And the prizes get really big really fast. Even if you just win this first round, you're winning a great prize. If you win the second round, you're winning a couple $100s worth of prizes already. If you win the third round, you are getting hooked up fat. And we've shared graphics. We'll post more on Instagram. But take that serious. Especially at this point in the summer, that is a tournament that is winnable by anyone in the partnership. The person who wants it more, the person who focuses on it, is going to win. So battle, okay? Have a reason to stay alive, have something to be excited for, and push to the end. I've told the story a few times of the summer that means the most to me, when I finished at 400 accounts and drove home for the birth of my daughter, and I had a reason to fight. I had a reason to push. I had to get to 400 accounts. Okay? Chase down a benchmark. Don't just wander aimlessly. Chase something down. It's worth it. It's important. It's meaningful. We need you guys locked in. We need you revved up and dialed in and making the very most of this opportunity. And guys, sincerely, I think the vast majority of us are doing an exceptional job of this. Our partnership 2 weeks ago did about 1.25 million. This last week, we still did about 1.18. We're doing awesome. Most of you are still working really, really hard, still selling at a really, really high level, but I want to see us improve upon that. I want to see us do even better. And I know that's who we are. We're a fourth quarter team. We've got it in us. So don't renegotiate with yourself. Don't give yourself the luxury of saying, oh, I can take it easy. I've only got 2.5 weeks left or whatever it is. Be all in. It's worth it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to call me crazy, but I've done this job a really long time. I've worked with thousands of sales reps over the years, and I know how it gets. Okay, you're going to go home at the end of August, or hopefully y'all stay for postseason, but you're going to go home at the end of August. You're going to be home for about 9 days, and immediately you're going to go, huh? And it's probably even less than that, 6 days. Immediately you're going to go, huh? I'm honestly kind of bored. I kind of miss the team. Man, it sure would be nice to go rip a 1,000 CV and make $300 today. It sure would be nice to take advantage of that extra $100 in upfront commissions. And, you know, I've been wanting a new pair of shoes, but I can't justify it because I'm not making any money right now. And you're going to miss this. You're going to want this back. That's a song. You're going to wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. Should I keep going? These are some good days. These are some good days. I mean that. And it's funny, and I make a joke here, but I sincerely mean it. Take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of the opportunity to make $1,000 a day or more. Opportunities like this do not happen every day, and you guys have a very limited time window to push to the end, to finish strong, and to make it happen. So if there's one takeaway from this podcast, I want it to be that. Your time is short. You're going to miss this job, so work hard to the end. Do not take it easy. Do not renegotiate with yourselves. Do not slack. I pay attention to the stats. I look every week at who's pushing to the end. I look every week at who's slacking. And I will respect you tenfold and give you way more clout, way more kudos at Welcome Home, at Idaho Days, at everything in the future if you finish strong. I'm going to be working hard with you guys. Here's an announcement. I'm nervous about this because it's scary. Just like for you guys, it's scary. It's scary for me too. I'm flying to San Diego Thursday morning. I'll get in at about 9 a.m. and I am going to rip with the San Diego team in an attempt to win the Aptiv Cup. Now, I've done this 2 other times. One of the times it did not go great, and I was fighting the bagel man to even stay alive each day, and it was hard. But I grinded, and I talked to like 75 decision makers a day. Because I'm bought in, I'm committed, and I'm going to be excellent at anything I do, even if my outputs aren't perfect. Now, last year I did the same thing. For whatever reason, I don't know what happened, but last year I serviced 25K in 2.5 days, and it was insane. Obviously, I hope that the results are similar to that this year, but either way, I can promise you guys that I'm going to be working my very, very hardest with the San Diego team. And I work hard every day. Okay, I woke up at 4:30 this morning. It happens about once a week. I couldn't sleep, and I'm on the grind. I edited that Tosh podcast clip and figured out some stuff for ETLB. And I mean, I work hard every day, but I'm going to be working my very hardest this week with the San Diego team, trying to win the Aptiv Cup. So be all in, be with me, and let's chase it down. I want it bad, and I shouldn't want it worse than you guys. You guys got to want it with me. Let's make it happen. Now, I'm going to share my screen, and again, I'm kind of new to this whole podcast thing. Let's see. Why isn't it working? It doesn't seem to let me share my screen. Choose. Oh, here we go. Okay. I hope you guys can see that. I think you can. Guess I'll know when I watch it back. Okay, some shout outs on the week. San Diego 2, top of the chart again, because they have something to live for. They're fighting for a purpose. And because they're fighting for a purpose, they're crushing everyone else. Their RPR is nearly double our next best team, and that is insane. Okay, they did $290,000 in sales last week. Congratulations, San Diego. We're all rooting for you guys. They did $2,300 on average per experience per day, $1,700 per rookie per day, 73% 24 months. That's another big thing. San Diego hasn't had 73% 24 months all summer, but because they count more for the cup, they're selling way more 24 months. What you make a priority always pays off. Always. Sugarland, 120K. Columbus, 120K. And I'll give Columbus their flowers. 8K RPR is phenomenal. Chicago, 110K. Love to see you guys working hard. South Bend, 98K. St. Louis, 76. Lots to be proud of there. On reps, Alex Moises, reclaiming his throne with 32,362. Adam Tillman, almost 32,000. Ryan, 21K. Cup, Curtis Mayberry, 22K. Mauricio Amaya in South Bend, 20K. Mauricio's a rookie. Congratulations, Mauricio. Chandler Mack, 18K. Chloe Mendoza, 17K. Jackson Smythe, 17K. Mary Reed, 16K. Bo Compton, 16K. When we look at our top rookies, Ryan, Mauricio, Chloe, Jackson, Bo, Josh Kruger, King Vance, Emmanuel Aragon, Freddie Hanau, Eric Enzuriaga. It's a great name. Mason Healy. Man, South Bend had some great rookies last week. Brenton Little, Tristan Clowers, Nolan Bird, Daniel Osorio, Dallin Edwards, Hayden Beard, James Regan, all over 10K last week. Lots to be proud of. Now, something that gets me really excited, when I started doing these podcasts 22 weeks ago, our sales to service ratio on average was kind of in the dumps. In fact, there were a couple weeks we were even below 80%. When I look at our stats now, our average team is doing above 85% in sales to service ratio, and our top reps especially, got to give it up to the rookies, 88%, 90%, 87%, 79%, that one could use some work, 91%, 100%, 92, 93, 100. Like, we are doing great on sales to service ratio. Alex Moises with 100% sales to service last week. Adam Tillman, 95. Guys, we're doing awesome. 12-month percentage is low, 24-month percentage is high. I go through our stats of who's going to be earning residual commissions in 2026, and the numbers are huge. We have guys earning, 5 figures. That's $10,000 or more in residual commissions at the top of our leaderboard, and that is so cool. Alex Moises is going to earn over $30,000, which some of you are like, that's more than I'm making this summer. Yeah, it's insane. He's crushed it. Okay, in residual commissions. The opportunity here is so big. It is so big. I don't think you guys understand. I get asked often by sales reps, what's one thing I regret? I try and live my life with no regrets. I try and do my best. I talked about some of my philosophies last week. I'll touch on them here again briefly. But one thing that I do regret is not buying into the vision sooner. Not understanding that if I simply watered my grass, locked in, recruited, trained, sold more, worked harder, pushed myself to the very end, signed up for postseason, all these different things. The sky was the limit. Okay, I didn't understand how big the opportunity was. And I do regret that. I really, genuinely, authentically do. On the season, okay, the Mark Wilmore downline, they crossed $12 million in service revenue yesterday. That is monstrous. Ryan Myers downline, 8.7. Andrew Myers, 6.4. Colby Markowski, 4.4. McKenna, 4.1. This is going to be a huge PR year for Colby. Got to get that guy across $5 million. Congratulations, Colby. Aiden Parent crossing $3 million this week. Chase Flynn, 2.35. Chan Mack, 2.1. Vlad, 1.8. John Martin, 1.9. Jeff Hatch, 1.5. Adam Tillman, almost 1.5. Mitch Platt, 1.4. Andrew Miller, 1.3. Lots to be proud of. Top reps, Alex Moises at 555 serviced CV. That's insane. Congratulations, Alex. Every week it just inspires me. Jack at 515. Jack's 150K above where he finished last year as a sophomore. Congratulations, Jack. Adam Tillman at 440K. John Martin, 380. Ryan Pay at 313. Hey, Ryan, give it up for this guy. He became the number 2 rookie at Aptiv this last week. He passed both of the girls that were ahead of him. Congratulations, Ryan. We're really proud of you. Chan Mack at 287, Jeff Hatch at 307, E-Man at 248, Vlad at 238, Malachi at 238, Jackson Smythe 248, Easton at 250, Carson Compton at 231, Bo Compton at 228, Very, very curious to see who is going to end at the top between Carson and Bo. It's a little brotherly duel. Gets me pretty pumped. So huge stats, huge shout outs, so much to be proud of. Love seeing all you guys win. Love seeing everyone work hard. I'm proud of all of you. Keep getting after it. Now, I have some things that I need to cover really quick. And last week I went really hard at you guys about honesty and integrity. And I'm going to briefly bring that up again, and I will for the next several weeks because it's that important to me. Okay? A few things to consider. This opportunity is big. You can squander that opportunity in a couple different ways. Way number one, you don't work hard. Okay? If you don't work hard, you are squandering an opportunity, which is the lamest thing in the world. Take advantage of this opportunity. It is not cool to be the guy who sits in your car. It is not cool to be the sales rep who doesn't work hard. It is not cool to be the sales rep who simply doesn't try hard enough to get to the next level. Do not squander this opportunity. The thing you can do, the second way that you can squander this opportunity is by doing something dishonest. I wanted to use the word dumb there. It is dumb things, but dishonest, that could jeopardize your employment with this company, that could jeopardize this opportunity. Okay? Do not lie to customers. Do not promise that our service does something that it doesn't do. Do not fake anything on the doors. Use Callpilot to ensure that you're being clear and communicative and concise with the customers. Hold yourself accountable to this. Only sell accounts that you will make money on. I shared a clip from the Chris Williamson podcast last week where he talks about if your mom was watching you. If your mom was watching you on the doors, would you sell the way you're selling? If I was watching you on the doors, would you be more clean? Okay? Be transparent in the sales process. Focus on customers that will pay your bills. Accolades, acknowledgement, getting a shout out on the gram. While fun, it doesn't put food on the table. It doesn't buy the dream car that you've wanted. It doesn't buy the real estate that you need to get into. What buys those things is honest, paying customers. So lock in, be honest, don't do anything dumb. And a giant reminder, guys, in the digital age, everything that you do and say gets recorded. And it is so easy for a customer to go back and watch their doorbell camera, send it to Aptiv and say, hey, they never explained this to me. It is so easy for a customer to verify on their agreement that what you told them isn't what's happening. It is so easy for corporate, who is a billion-dollar company and they have to protect their interests, to go, well, crap, that sales rep obviously butchered this, and the customer, we can't let them sue us, bad review us. We can't jeopardize this opportunity for everyone else because of the misbehavior of 1, 2, 3, 5, whoever. However big you are. This is some tea, and I don't want to dwell on this because it's not cool. I saw a regional manager at Aptiv this last year get fired because he did some stupid, dishonest things. And I won't talk about what because it's irrelevant. But that guy was cashing checks, and he had made it. He was where everyone else wanted to be. He worked hard. He got himself to an incredible spot. And he lost it because he did something dumb and dishonest. If they'll fire a regional manager, I promise if you do dishonest things, they will not hold back. And guys, I'm begging every single one of you because I love working with you. I believe in this opportunity. I know what it means to me and I know what it can mean to you. Just be honest. Just be transparent. Only sell accounts that you're going to get paid on. It's item of business number one. Item of business number two, as we approach middle of August, we have to look forward to October, okay? October is going to be the most epic month of all time. It's going to be sick. I hope that all of you will come crash with us in Idaho, go to Welcome Home, come hang out and experience the Idaho culture, the Idaho days, work in the office with us, spend some time here. We've got houses, we've got Airbnbs. If you want to be in Idaho for a few weeks in October, we'll find a place to put you, find somehow to make it happen within reason. So talk to your team lead, plan it out. But we would love to have as many people as possible here in Idaho during the month of October. But especially for the first, week. We're going to do Idaho days 6th to the 8th. We're going to go down to corporate after that. After that, all the $1 million downlines are going to Hawaii. It's going to be an adventure, tons of fun, lots of good trainings. It's going to be epic. But we'd love to have you the whole first week here in Idaho. And guys, Idaho Days is going to be sick. We've got the motel booked out. We've got Ryan's cabin. We've got my cabin. I'm going to block off my Island Park cabin as well. Working on getting the Country Club golf course here reserved. I've promised that I'm going to smoke just unholy amounts of beef to satisfy everyone's craving for meat. I'm going to do it on that giant smoker that I got. We're going to go up to Yellowstone, which people travel from all over the world. We have people checking in the motel every day from France and India and China and everywhere else. People travel all over the world to come see Yellowstone. We're going to go see some elk, see some moose, see some deer. Hopefully we see a bear. I saw a grizzly last time I was there. It's going to be an awesome day, an awesome adventure. You guys are going to see some beautiful waterfalls. We'll also have some guest speakers, some people who can inspire you in the real estate world, some big-time connections that you can meet. There's going to be custom, limited release gear that you can only get at this event in Idaho. And then obviously Welcome Home is going to be insane. We've got the big Airbnbs booked. Demarie's been working on our casino night, which will have thousands of dollars in raffle giveaways, free for you guys, free to get into. Partnership's paying for it. We're going to have a giant guest speaker. It's going to be fun. Lots of trainings on how to recruit, how to get better, how to level up for recruiting season. So please, 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 I'm begging you guys, come hang out with us. Come have an experience. Come make it happen. It's going to be awesome. Item of business number 3. Let me pull up my notes. The Car Wars sales competition. I already talked about it briefly, but it's on my notes. I'm going to hit on it again. Take this serious. The way it works, Thursday, Friday, you're going to go head-to-head against another team. If you win, you will advance. Okay? Accounts have got to be serviced by Saturday night. The next round will be Monday, Tuesday, has to be serviced Wednesday. Okay? And we're going to go like that until there's one team standing. And the prizes get bigger and bigger every week. So take Car Wars serious. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Okay, let me end. Oh, I'm not quite going to end. I'm going to give you guys some more fire first. But let me give you a couple more thoughts and remind you what we talked about last week. So last week I shared my 3 rules for life. And I'm going to hit on them again really brief. And these mean something to me. They're really important. And I hope that you guys will adopt, if it's not this mentality, something that means something to you. And try your best every day. And strive to be the best version of yourself every day. Because ultimately, that's what this family organization is all about. That's what this team is all about. That's what this group, that's what being elite is. That's what working with us at Aptiv is. We're all trying to be the best version of ourselves. So my 3 life philosophies are to, number 1, try, give effort in everything I do. I talked about that this weekend. I'm going to work super hard. Rain, shine, win, lose, 10K day, 1K day. I'm going to work my very hardest. I hope that you guys will join me in that every single day. No matter what it is that you do in life, if it's school, if it's starting a business, if it's being a spouse, a dad, a brother, a son, always try your best. That's my number 1 life philosophy. Number 2, create, don't consume. And that applies to everything. Be the person in a relationship that's always giving. Be the person who creates content, doesn't sit and consume it. Be the person on the doors who gives energy, doesn't zap it. Be the person who gives more than you takes. Do not consume, always create. And then number 3, and this one again, it's a little bit more personal, but and it can sound morbid. I don't mean it to, but remember that our time here on this earth is short. Okay, none of us know what's going to happen tomorrow, or a year from now, or let alone 10 years from now. So take advantage of every day that you have. Live life to the fullest. Make sure that what you're spending your time and energy on is meaningful to you. Work is meaningful because you're building for your future. Relationships are meaningful because that's what we're all here for. Doom scrolling TikTok, probably not that meaningful. Not saying you can't do it once in a while. It's nice to veg out. I too enjoy it. But make sure that you're spending your life on things that you can be proud of, on things that are meaningful. Those are my 3 life lessons. Now, I've got one more thought, and I actually had sorry, I'm talking away from the mic. Also, I'm on Coke Zero today. We DoorDashed some McDonald's to the office, so we're really on it today. I had a graphic I was going to share, but I forgot to pull it up. But my thought for this week, it was this, picture of a donkey, and it said, if hard work led to success, then the donkey would own the farm. And when I first read that and saw the little graphic, it kind of made me smile and laugh because the idea of a donkey owning a farm is silly. But I got to thinking about it, and I really liked it. And at first I was hesitant to like it because I'm like, oh, we talk so much about hard work, and this is saying that hard work isn't the most important thing. But then I got to thinking about it. That's not at all what it says. Okay, the donkey is the hardest working animal on the farm. They make them do all the dirty work, pulling loads, whatever it is. Not a farmer, but I know that donkeys work hard. And what it's essentially saying is don't just work hard. You need to work smart as well. You need to be efficient in your approach. You need to be strategic in how you work hard, in what you work hard on. If you're in a C opportunity and you work extremely hard, you're still in a C opportunity. Okay, and I would liken this to, and this is no dig at anyone, okay? God bless all my brothers and sisters, no matter where they are. I respect everyone in every profession, in every area of life. You know, we all have a different path. But no matter how hard the lady at Chick-fil-A works, she's still going to be at Chick-fil-A, okay? And certainly she can work her way up, and I'm sure there's some incredible opportunities there. But when you're a cashier at Chick-fil-A, you're a cashier at Chick-fil-A. And whether you're working your very hardest or you're kind of chillaxing, you're still only making the same $15 an hour, maybe 17. Who knows? If you work extremely hard in this job, in this opportunity, you can multiply your time, multiply your talents, multiply your income. It's a much, much, much bigger opportunity. And I think all of you guys who are still out knocking with us recognize that. You're like, man, my next best case scenario is going to work for $20 an hour. Even though I'm not the best at this, I'm averaging 25. That's amazing. If I got better, I could average 30 or 50 or 100. We've got sales reps that probably average $500 an hour earned this summer, which is just crazy. Okay, that's unbelievable. That's a reality. Now, I took it a step deeper. I'm like, okay, what can I do to work smarter once I'm in this A+ opportunity? You can train more. Okay, I just hit on it right there. If you get better at the job, your income multiplies. So don't get stuck in the same rut. Oh, I sell 1 a day. I sell 2 a day. No, continue to train, continue to look for ways to level up and get better. Year over year, look for ways to get better. Hey, I trained with, this guy, John Martin. I had him critique my pitch 10 times. Hey, I used Aptiv's new AI, what are they calling it? Balloon, or I don't remember what it's called. I did that 5 times a day, every day this offseason. Hey, I had McKenna Halls review my pitch on one of her Instagram lives. Whatever it is, look to get better. Because if you sharpen the axe, you're going to sell more. And all of a sudden, your time is multiplied. You're not the donkey just working hard on the farm. What else? Okay, you can climb up the pay scale. And I think about that especially right now. We have sales reps quitting, and most of them it's legitimate reasons. Oh, my end date is the 15th. I'm going back to school, whatever. I get it. Not everyone can work to the very end. But guys, if you simply work a week into September, 2 weeks into September, all of September, you're hitting additional benchmarks because of that PCT and how they lock. And man, you could literally make $10,000 more because you hit a couple extra benchmarks. Be willing to work smart and recognize that 25% more effort right now might make you 50% more money. That's crazy. That's a smart investment. That's not something the donkey would do. Okay? Work smarter. Climb your way up the pay scale. I have that one kind of twice. Do postseason. Okay? Again, these benchmarks count. That's how you make extra money. Okay? You're going to be hitting rent bonuses. You're going to be hitting the emerging team leader bonus. You're going to be earning the team leader trip. You're going to be winning prizes and incentives because when others are burnt out, you're locked in because you're not a donkey and you're pushing yourself. Work smarter. This is one that I'm going to talk about ad nauseum over the next 6 months. That means a lot. Recruiting, okay? No matter how good you get at door-to-door sales, when you zoom out another level, you're still trading time for money. And again, we talked about the cashier at Chick-fil-A. Her max opportunity is her max opportunity. Your max opportunity on the doors is bigger. Okay, the guys who are really good, I'm looking at maybe the guy who I think is the most talented, Jake West. The guy's done 60K serviced 3 weeks in a row. Mind-bending. That's insane. Jake made an 80% commission because he did $1 million in revenue. Okay, 80% of 60K is $48,000. And obviously not all of that's going to retain. Maybe he nets $35,000 a week. Maybe it's $40,000. I don't know what it is. Jake's easily cleared $100,000 in income from 3 weeks of work. What an insane opportunity. He has maxed out this opportunity though. Okay, it's not like Jake's all of a sudden going to do $120,000 a week. That'd be super cool if he could, but I've never seen someone do that. I have seen a guy do $100K in a week before, but it was 1 week, and obviously he shot for the stars, and the next week he certainly do 100. If someone can figure that out, I'll celebrate him. But Jake can't really multiply beyond where he's at. Okay, he's trading time for money, and his time is just unholy, worth a lot. Like, whoa. To the mere mortals, we're like, golly, Jake, I salute you. It's incredible. But he's still trading time for money. Now, how can you multiply that? That's where recruiting comes in. Okay? Imagine if Jake was going out and doing 60K weeks, and then he had a downline that he was making an override on, doing $200,000 a week. Jake is multiplying his time. That's what recruiting is. It's the bigger picture. It's the bigger vision. Okay? Personal sales is the best. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's powerful. It teaches you so much. Recruiting is the next step. And you don't have to do it to make a ton of money in this job. I just gave you an example of Jake West clearing $100,000 in income in 3 weeks. But guys, there are recruiters in this job, in this industry, that make $100,000 a month regularly because they've built this giant business, this giant empire, and they manage it. And that's not limited. They could get to $200,000 a month. They could get to $300,000 a month because you can recruit and have systems and manage all of it all at once. And you have unlimited growth potential. That's not being a donkey. That's working smart. How do I own the farm in my own life? That was the next question that I asked myself. And you're going to hear me talk about this more than you want over the next few months, because from the months of September to January, we kind of start to focus in on development of us as people and recruiting. And still a lot of sales talk, but it does become more like, we'll ramp up for the training a lot in January. And so for the next 3 or 4 months, you're going to hear me talk about this a lot. How do you own the farm in your own life? The answer is investing real estate, smart purchases. Okay? Even with recruiting, you get to the point where you're making $250,000 a month. Wow, you're crushing it. You're the man. You're the guy. You've made it. It's insane. Guys, there are people making $10 million a month off of real estate investments. And they do nothing. They wander around in the Mediterranean Sea on a yacht. Good for those guys. They figured it out. They cracked the code. I hope that they're giving back to humanity. I hope that they're providing opportunities, but they don't have to. They can do whatever they want because they cracked the code. They broke the matrix. Okay, that's how you own the farm. You be smart now. You work insanely hard now, and then you be smart with that money. And guys, this is so important to me as we go into back-end season, when all of you are going to get giant checks, more money than you've ever had in your life. I do not want to see you blow it all, okay? Treat yourself to something nice if you must. I get it. You worked hard and you earned it. But be smart. Remember how hard you worked for that money. I would encourage everyone in the partnership, and in fact, I'll even buy it for you. Read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, okay? Talks about, it's all kind of metaphorical, and I really like it. I should read it again. I'll read it again with you guys. But it talks about letting your gold work for you, letting your gold multiply. And it gives you more gold and more gold and more gold until you have this army of gold servants. And then when needed, you can spend from that army of gold servants, but you never touch your initial gold. Okay, don't kill the golden goose. That's the saying that people say. You guys have earned a golden goose. Now let that goose lay more eggs for you. Let that golden army multiply and grow and build. And that's what real estate investing is. That's what crypto investing is. That's what stocks and IRAs and I don't understand all that stuff. We'll have someone talk to you guys who does. But use your money smart and do not squander it. I am so proud of all of you for working really hard. I am even more proud of those who work smart. Work smart in this job, work smart out of this job, work smart in your personal life. You get one shot, one opportunity, and this is it. So take it serious, be all in, love life. Let's chase it down together. I'm with you guys. I love all you guys. It means a lot when you listen. I put a lot of thought, a lot of heart, a lot of energy into these podcasts. For me, this is one of the best, highest value return things that I can do because I can hopefully get in front of all of you all at once. Sometimes it does frustrate me when people don't watch it and then they call me and they have a question. I'm like, I just answered that. So thank you to those of you who do watch it. I know it's time out of your life. I know it's precious time. I hope it's worth it for you. I love working with all of you guys. I love our culture. I love our partnership. I love the direction that we're headed. And I'm here. And I'm locked and I'm loaded. And I'm going to keep getting better. I hope you guys will with me. So thank you all. Love you guys. And make sure to tune into the podcast with Tosh this Thursday. It's going to be a good one. Bye.